What's going on? What's going on, guys? How you feeling? How you guys feeling today? Let me know how you guys feeling in the chat. We about to get started. Give it about 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Drop them cities in the chat. What cities are you guys tuning in from? Let me know. Yes. Let's get it. Let's get it. We're going to go ahead and get this stream started. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys for tuning in. Here we go. So, before we go ahead and get started, let me go ahead and turn off the music a little bit. I am looking at GBP USD for the buy. We are looking at this lower range, especially with this 5-minute candle that is now forming. We are going to go ahead and take a position on the micro 6B, especially after seeing how it's reacted over here. We're going to want to set our stop preferably like this. Potential 1 to 6 position right here. I'm going to keep it light risk as well. Not too heavy risk. 1 to 3. It is possible that you could run your stop below the low, but just to keep it safe, we are going to run our stop like this because we do expect a higher run. 2676 is an okay stop. My bad, guys. My bad. Appreciate you guys for letting me know in the chat box. But what I was speaking about is that I was looking for a Great Britain pound GBP USD long. We are actually going to attack on this position. But I was saying this, I wasn't sure why the micro contracts were actually working. Let me get the correct micro contract. For now, 645. So we don't want to miss the setup. We're just gonna go ahead and take it. Yeah, for some reason my order just keeps getting I'm gonna check as to see why that is, but I am looking at this position right here, the Great Britain pound long. I'm not gonna lie, I've been having that. I had that issue like twice recently. I'm gonna log in and see why that's the issue. But for the most part, you guys should be able to take this setup. You guys should be able to get in on this. I'm gonna see why. Alright, I'm out of all positions. Gotta just make sure that I'm on the right contract. Good morning, good morning. Grand rising to each and every single one of you guys. Once you drop a one in the chat, have me on position, drop a two. I personally
Order rejected. Order rejected.
Yeah, I guess they don't like the micro. They don't like the micro. I tried it. Obviously, I'd rather you gotta take it.
Order filled.
Just to keep the risk low, definitely not putting anything more than one contract on this position because it is a low risk, high reward trade setup that we're looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this inside of the Discord as well.
The YouTube Music app can sense what you like from the moment you open the app. Try 1 month free.
How about now? Oh, I turned off the music completely, so you guys should definitely be able to hear me now. How about now? Drop a 3 in the chat. I want you guys to drop a 3 in the chat. You guys could hear me clearly. Because a lot of people in the chat said they can't hear me. I know I just fixed the setting, so it should be working now. I just want to get a good confirmation. I just want everybody to drop a 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. If you can hear me clearly. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Sometimes sometimes I get carried away. Thank you for you guys that let me know. It's easy to get carried away when you're looking at the chart. We have been looking at gold buys since earlier. The music was overbearing. The music was overbearing. And this music is loud too. It's not quiet music as well, so I could feel that. Let's go back to GU. We want to hear you, not to me. That's a fact. That's a fact. Honestly, looking at GU, looking at gold, to be honest, it's dope because I really wanted to take gold buys, but let's look at the session timings, right? We hop on here around 8:30. I try to get here around 9:30 actually, but we look at the charts around 8:30. If you're in the Discord, we're at least sending charts at 8:30 and then actually live around 9:30. Futures are not trading on Apex. I'm not gonna lie, Apex. I'm not on Apex. I'm actually on Take Profit Trader, but I don't think it's an Apex or a Take Profit Trader issue. I think it might be a Tradevate brokerage issue because you guys have to understand that if you're trading in the futures market, that it is CME, so it is a centralized data feed. So Tradevate does provide the data. For the most part, you are buying it from them, and when you get a prop firm account with Take Profit Trader or Top Step, or if you get a prop firm account on any of these firms and you try to look to get funded, then what will happen is you're actually buying the data. They buy the data from Tradevate, and it's included with your membership. It's included in there. So if you were to just sign up on Tradevate, you would have to pay for data feed, and it's actually included with some accounts. Like if you fund up a certain amount, but if you get the proper account, since you're buying the account from them, they include it just as a part of it. So it's just something to know. Let me go ahead and actually add the regular pound futures on here. I always preach to you guys to execute on the micros and focus on the micros, but since the micro pound wasn't really working, the orders, we could have took micro gold. We have been looking bullish gold. I actually called out this setup live on stream yesterday, and we left you guys in this position. Drop a $sign in the chat if you made some money from my gold trade yesterday, right? Because that trade yesterday, after I called it out, it has not came back from that entry whatsoever. So it has had a couple of retests. It has had a couple of pullbacks. But for any of you guys that were on here yesterday and you guys held that position, you guys are litty. Me personally, since I do close out majority of my positions around 5 o'clock, and yesterday was it was Juneteenth. Sorry about that. I was caught up in the Memorial Day. But it was Juneteenth, bank holiday. And I had to close out this order a little bit earlier. But it retested back one last time. Right now it's 9:50, 8 o'clock. That was it. Right, that was it. You would have had to have executed right at 8 to be in on this position. Personally, I could see why. Because the entry from yesterday is still holding. When we woke up this morning, we were above. Continuations were the play. So for the most part, I am focused on the GBP USD to continue towards the upside as well. I do want to look at oil. Drop some of your other charts. Drop some of your other pairs in the chat. I do want to look at some of the other currencies and some of the other assets. Let me get back. There we go. Let's go. All right, so oil. I remember I put out a message that we were bullish oil, and it hasn't given much pullback ever since. And this is one of those instances where you pay attention to a certain directional bias and you catch it on time. It doesn't really come back and give you much re-entries. So whatever retracement you guys get on oil is sufficient. It won't pull back as much as you want it to, but as you guys can see in a trending market like this, probably today is not the day to execute on something like this, but maybe tomorrow. Now GBP USD does have to close a little bullish on the 1 hour for me to be convinced. It does have 2 minutes left on this 1 hour candle closure. We'll see if it closes bullish. I'm not gonna lie, it painted a 5-minute engulfing, and then now we're wiping that completely. The 3-minute candle that we also formed, if we look at the volume of it, the volume of this candle was not really that high. So there is a potential, and there's a good reason why I ran my stop a little bit wider, because there is a possibility that we just keep spiking around in that same range since it is 9:57 a.m. We'll see what the 10 o'clock candle gives us as well. The 10 o'clock candle is a very important candle to pay attention to. I do want to look at Euro USD as well, Euro USD and GBP USD. I'm not going to lie, they're both at great zones to continue taking these trades for continuations. One thing that scares me is the fact that they actually could play off of some of this higher supply over here and start dropping towards the downside. So if you're taking any entries, I know a lot of us have probably been taking some buy trades on this setup. But there's a possibility that this thing could go up and then drop. And the same for GBP USD, right? Yes, I am in a GU long. And we're going to have to closely monitor this thing because there is a possibility that once we come up to this range that we do retest and go right back down. There is a possibility of that. So if we break above, then that would actually confirm that we're continuing to the upside. So this 1 hour candle did close like very, very bearish. You do have to understand that the 10 o'clock candle is coming out really soon as well. So it's good that we ran our stop below this candle, because if this candle gets wiped, then the trade is most likely invalidated as well. So I probably won't even be interested in taking that position furthermore. So that's GBP USD, guys. That's gold. I don't know if any of you guys are looking for anything up here, but I don't see anything up here that's telling me to sell. Let me kind of clear out my chart a little bit. I don't see anything up here that's telling me to sell. Obviously, there's this daily candle that we're coming up into. But you guys know me. I'm going to always stay in direction continuations over reversals all the time. I did drop an analysis on NQ in the Discord, I would say a day or two ago. It was actually yesterday is when we dropped this over here. I still am looking for this to play out. This is a retracement day right now that we're getting. But since 9:30 open just came out, guys, we have about an hour. Right now, this hour candle is very crucial. And whenever you're trading around this time zone, 9:30, now it's 10, got the 10 o'clock candle. These are major deciding candles, and we're just going to react to them happening live. Obviously, what I'd prefer on NASDAQ is for this 10 o'clock candle to actually come down and swipe liquidity, swipe this weak low and come into this demand and continue higher, sending it higher. We definitely want to send this way higher. So NASDAQ and even Dow Jones, you guys can see it yourself. We have been calling bullish, but it hasn't correlated as well with NQ. So on days like now, the Dow Jones is just continually going to the upside, while as you can see, NASDAQ is just going to the downside. This is your opportunity to see that divergence going on. It would be no surprise to me that we retest and we keep getting those shallow up climbs and continue going up from here. So if you're trading on YM today, I would say down by this lower range where this imbalance is left behind, that would be my closest spot to actually enter the market now, especially that we've actually created new highs once again. I do expect this thing to actually come and break up even higher. So let's send it even higher. And this pair over here, like, we're already at all-time high. So I guess you could say, what more do you want? But it can always continue even more. So that's that. I'm not gonna lie, Euro USD looks great as well. We are solely in GBP USD, right? That's the only pair that we are in. The 10 o'clock candle did come out pretty bullish, so we can see how this really plays out live right in front of you guys. We're in the setup. It's a good risk trade, and It'll take another hour or so before we see if this hour candle can actually truly close bullish. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. Let me know if you guys are in the setup with me. Let me know if you guys are in any other setups as well, or if you're looking at any other setups and you would like for me to go over it. But GBP USD is the one that we're looking at. The DXY is trading slightly higher today, so I do just want to remind you that the DXY is trading at a higher range. We did sweep some liquidity on the daily candle. I mean, sorry about that. On the daily candle, this uptick right over here, it all determines if we close higher today. If we close higher today for the dollar, that would not mean good, especially as a bullish engulfing like this. That would definitely want me to start looking more in the bullish direction once again. I know since Sunday we were selling it off, but now after seeing us come a little higher like this, I don't want to see us go even higher. I think this is like a break or bounce level. So please be aware, once we come down to this imbalance right over here on the dollar, I'm going to keep an alert here because we can actually start reversing some of these trades, and some of these positions that we're in can actually start reversing as well. So we don't want to get blindsided. We do want to understand that even though it might run us some profit, we do have to pay attention to how they react up at these zones. But yeah, that's that. Oil, Nasdaq. It's probably going to play out here within the next 45 minutes or so. Does anybody else have any specific pairs that they would like for me to go over? Right? Other than some of the pairs that we've actually gone over so far, what are some other pairs that you would like for me to go over? And what are some questions that you guys may have about trading, futures trading, right? Crypto trading. I actually have a new YouTube video coming out today, so can't wait for you guys to check that out. Definitely like the stream. Definitely show some love. Like, subscribe to the channel if you guys get any value from any of these streams. That's all we look to do. All we look to do is to provide value, come on here, trade live, make some money, and guess what? Sometimes we get paid. Sometimes we get paid. We look to get paid every single day, but when it comes down to it, the market doesn't provide an opportunity every single day. Yes, sometimes. But you guys have to understand, should you be in the market every single day? No. Sometimes we come on here just to look. Sometimes we come on here just to monitor things. And I want to keep you guys aware of that too. Right? Don't come on here every single day just looking for a trade, because not every single day there will be a trade. And that mentality sometimes will cause you to, just mess up, right? Sometimes I would just come on here to ask questions, just come on here to say what's up, right? Sometimes you see me on other streams just saying what's up, right? Just asking questions, just gaining some knowledge. Sometimes it's not always about a trade. I'm just looking for knowledge. I'm just looking for something. So for the most part, it is slightly in drawdown. That's okay. We do know that if the 1 hour candle does actually close a little more bullish, that will give us a little bit more confidence in the setup as well. There's 2 hours left on the 4 hour candle. If the 4 hour candle closes a little bit more bullish, that would also give a little bit more confidence. But the way that this daily candle just like is looking right now, buying into this is pretty scary. Buying into this is pretty scary because there is a huge possibility that we just close like that. So let's see. The stop loss on GBP USD is right below this 1 hour wick. Right below this 1 hour wick. So should be 266.82. On the future side is 2676. Understand, this is just an idea. This is not I'm not saying, oh, like I'm, to get in. This is just I'm in. Obviously, take it at your own risk. And for the most part, gold and oil are our next opportunities. That's what we're looking at next. But for now, this is the one that we are paying attention to at this current moment. I'm not gonna lie, this 5-minute candle right over here, this 15-minute candle, it has the criteria that we like, but there is also the possibility that it gets wiped. Always play with good risk management, of course, because let's say this candle just comes out and just wipes us all out. It's a possibility of that. There we go. There we go. Did anybody actually get in gold? I'm not going to lie. A couple of people did actually get into gold. And I do wish that we were paying a little bit more attention and got into this trade as well. Oil just printed this bearish candle. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to any bearish ideas on oil, to be honest. I'm not paying attention to anything bearish. As you guys can see, the top of this range, once we retest the top of that range, we pretty much send it from there. I mean, not a lot of things moving. Let's get back to the fundamentals. We went over it not too much on this stream, but all week we've been talking about it. Today we did have unemployment claims that came out higher. This is the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance, and that coming out higher for the most part would be bad for the dollar. So I would say previous, it came out lower than previous but higher than forecast. So that's a tough one. It's a trick question because it did actually come out lower than previous. Technically, it did actually come out lower than previous but higher than forecast. So technically this can be a little bit more bullish. U.S. Unemployment Insurance Weekly Claims Report. In the week ending of June 15, the advanced figure for the seasonally adjusted initial claims was 238,000, a decrease. So it was a decrease. So that would mean good for the dollar, to be honest. that would mean that the dollar might actually see an increase today. That's why I'm paying attention at this imbalance down here. Because with this coming out with a decrease, yeah, less. Unemployment claims down 5K, worse than expected. In the week of June 15, initial jobless claims were a decrease of 5,000 from the previous week's figure. The latest reading is higher than forecast. So it decreased, but it was higher than forecast. Here's an opening statement from the Department of Labor in the week of June 15. The advance figure for seasonally adjusted jobless initial claims was 238,000, a decrease from previous weeks' revised levels. So do you guys understand what they just did? So it's kind of like they forecasted it to come out higher. Well, they actually forecasted it. Let's go back to it. They forecasted it to come out lower. Refresh one more time, just so I make sure I got everything right. It was forecasted to come out lower. We beat the forecast, but did not beat previous. So most likely, we do get some bearish signs here from the dollar because the market is reacting to the fact that, for example, we came out and we beat forecasts. People are probably seeing that. The market is seeing that. When I say people, we're thinking about the emotions of the market, right? Think about that. We came out higher than forecast, but we didn't beat previous. What does that mean? We can probably see some initial bearish signs here from the dollar, but pay attention closely once we get down closer to this imbalance, closer to this level that I have here, because the market, once they see that we beat the forecast, but we didn't beat previous, we could get some bullish signs. So I know we're in Great Britain pound, so let's just hold on. Honestly, that's the one trade that we did take on this stream. So we shall see what really goes on. I did want to let you guys know that that's what's really going on in the market right now with unemployment claims. Let's be forward looking though. So other than today, we do have flash manufacturing PMI, which is on Friday, tomorrow, 9:45 a.m. It's forecasted to come out lower. For the most part, we've actually come out higher on all readings except for one previously. If we come out lower, that would actually mean worse for the dollar. So I wouldn't be surprised that tomorrow we come out lower on all of these. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we come out on forecast. All right, we come out on forecast because we have been matching. Obviously, a couple of times it's beat forecast, like a lot of times. Then not. It's only one time not beat forecast. They've actually beat like almost every single time. So this coming out lower would send GU higher, would send gold higher. So let's see. We are in the GU trade. Obviously, we are on the future side, so let me put the markup here just so it makes sense. And that's that. Yo, what's going on? My guy JR Trades FX in the building. How you feeling? I would say the same possibility here on GU, the same possibility on EU. Pretty slow markets though, not gonna lie. since it is almost 10:30, not a lot of volatility has come in. A lot of the volatility is probably waiting for tomorrow. But we shall see. If this candle rejects here, then, I'm not going to lie, I don't really like to see the trade just keep playing around like that. Especially when it's about to be 11 o'clock. I like to be in entries that don't really just play around like that. But we do have to be patient. We'll give it about another hour or so, like I said, before we make any further decision. Damn, man. Oh, gold. Damn. If we would have caught it. All right, let's be real. So we hopped on here at 9:30. That was it. We would have had to have. We would have had to have aped in. We would have had to literally have aped in, which is nothing wrong with that, because we've been aping in all the time, getting things ready for this weekend. Took one setup this morning. That's lit, bro. What was the setup? You catch any W's? You catch anything to let us know about? Let me make sure that I drop this in my chat. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta make sure we drop this in the Discord, man. Can't forget about y'all. It's almost running away. My boy said, somebody send me a setup. Here we go. That's funny. That's how me and my boys are. We just be like, somebody send me a setup. Somebody send me a setup. I try to also do my own research as well. So understand this, guys. This is a major topic that should also be discussed, right? So, I always get signals. Need to, man. Need to have. My bad, guys. Something distracted me. But yeah. That's how me and my guys are. This is a major topic that should be discussed. Sometimes I take signals. I do take signals, or sometimes I'm on Twitter, or I'm on Instagram, or I'm on somebody else's, and I'm just like looking at trades or looking at things. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes you have to understand about doing your own research as well. Whenever my friend sends me a trade or sends me anything, I do my own research. Whenever my friend sends me a markup or a position, I always ask them to send me a chart. I always ask them to send me their analysis so I can know why they've actually went ahead and took that trade setup. So I'm actually properly educated as to, even if I do take profits and make money on the trade, I know why I actually went ahead and took that trade. So yeah, it's a good skill set. It's a good skill set. All right, so Nas, somebody was calling out Nas. I could see an entry here on Nas. The 3-minute candle. Did we break the low? Not really. I mean, I do see a possible entry here on Nas. I'm not gonna lie. Are you guys taking it? I'm actually gonna go ahead and execute on mini Nas. If I were, if I'm looking at the 3-minute, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, this pair looks like it could buy up. All right. Let's say we put our stop loss below 20117. What would my risk look like? Yeah. It is definitely more volatile. But let me know, what are you guys doing? Are you guys taking a trade setup on this? I do see some buying power coming in. Now that I'm looking at it, the 3-minute candle didn't really actually confirm on the volume side. And the 5-minute candle didn't even really close as an engulfing. So it's not really confirmed 100% for me. It's not really 100% like, okay, that's it. We are in a good retracement though. I'm not even gonna lie. That is a very solid retracement. But we do have to keep in mind that I could retrace more. So I traded Nas earlier. That's the setup I took. So that means it probably does continue from this level. I just posted it in the Discord. Appreciate it. I think it would try to follow US30. I think as well. Damn. Could have been able to take this too. Is it too late? Oh, this is regular NQ. Hell no. I would definitely be trading this on the micro. And I would definitely be going for like 20118. Yeah, you can't deny buying this. The thing is, I'm already in a position on GU. 20119. We're going to take a small position on the micro. 2011. Just because we haven't really seen any action, we'll take a small position here on the micro. Just because, I'm not going to lie, we haven't seen much action. It is 10:30. We are pretty bearish, the dollar and bullish indices. This is on a pretty good retracement. It's a small position as well. I know a lot of people aren't really comfortable with buying at all-time highs. So they say wait for the retracement. Well, here's your retracement right here. Right? You know, you buy the fear, sell the greed. Obviously, not every single retracement is going to hold. But you know, when you get those retracements, you try to just take them. Obviously, the dollar is starting to drop right now, and it can change at any moment. Things could change at any time. So let me just go ahead and add the mini NQ. We did just take like a 1 contract position. It's pretty small, so it's only like $100 risk, $90 risk if you've gotten a little slightly lower on this wick. So it's a pretty solid entry right over here. We do have to see if it reacts as well, guys. So if it doesn't react as according, we'll definitely get out. But that's pretty much mini NQ. This thing does move a lot more smoother than this GBP. I'm not gonna lie. It does move a lot more faster, a lot more volatile. So a lot of people tend to trade NAS more than GU nowadays, and some of these other pairs that I go over, like GU and gold. So let's move it up. Let's delete some of the other things we have on here. Let's just focus on the pound and NASDAQ for now. NASDAQ already went into profit. That's crazy. We were really just playing that 3-minute candle. As you guys could see, even though we didn't enter in right at the open, we were able to catch a small little test here. And it looks like we're holding. Once we get up to here, I will go break even. I will go break even on that position. If you took it with more than 1 contract, then what you would do is probably just slowly scale out of that position as it gives you more profit. So that's that. GU is again moving pretty slow. So it's looking like NASDAQ and gold are the plays today, right? I like to focus on one currency, one indices, one metal, right? And I don't really touch the indices as much, but some days we do catch them lacking. I like to stick with the metals and the currencies. But as you guys can see, we missed our metal trade today. Yesterday we did catch something pretty slow. This was it. This was it right here. This was it. I don't even want to look at it anymore because of how much we missed it. I do want to see this candle uptick though. If NAS is gonna hold, it should uptick and close as a bullish candle. I don't want us to have to be sitting here for too long. I am a little nervous that we have a little bit of an imbalance here below, because understand, if we break this, it's gonna just chase this imbalance. So we want to manage this trade accordingly. We only got a small reaction from it, and now kind of just retesting at this point. GU, same thing. We do want to pay attention to the dollar. We do want to pay attention to here because it's 10:30. Around time like now is usually when we do start to get that end of the day price action. Is about to get to 11 o'clock. The directional bias will paint its hand sooner or later. For you guys that don't know my thoughts, I'm going to go ahead and draw it out one last time. Let's see if we can get some sort of early bearish reaction here. GU is not really moving, honestly. The pound is not really moving. Same with NASDAQ. Not really moving. As far as any other pairs, I don't see any other pairs that are moving as well. Dow Jones could be like the only pair that I see possibly moving up. And we're looking at almost everything at this point. We're looking at the pound, the NAS, the gold, the EU. Like, we can't trade everything, but we are monitoring them. And I don't really see anything else. All right, you guys let me know. You guys let me know in the chat if I'm missing anything. But I don't believe so. I believe we've pretty much gone over everything, and it's all just a waiting game at this point. I see buying power now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy, Marcus Iverson. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to my guy, Omar Lopez, as well, man. Cage Incorporated. Right? Huge shout out to you as well. Huge shout out to all you guys tuning into the streams that give your thoughts and insight and actually participate in the chat. There are a lot of people that tune in daily, so I appreciate all you guys that participate in the chat by dropping your comments, comment on the stream as well. Honestly, after seeing how slow this Great Britain pound is moving, NASDAQ might be our trade for the day. We are up a little bit on NAS. It does become increasingly harder to actually send out like a signal when you're trading indices, which is why I stick to the currencies, because I also do send out the trade to you guys in the Discord. So the only trade that's really sent out right now is GU, and it's moving pretty slow while NQ is actually running. So it's just a good thing to observe. It's just a good thing to kind of pay attention to. Nothing really we could do about it but just sit here and watch and see what we can observe from this. Let me pay attention to the volume. After looking at GU, I mean, this looks like solid accumulation vibes, right? So I would be surprised to see something else, you know. Same with NAS, right? If you look at the NAS and things like the S&P, right? The S&P 500, right? These things are hyper bullish. These things are hyper bullish. The S&P 500 has not really, you know, it hasn't really had major down moves in years. And even when they do so, the major down moves, those are great buying opportunities over time. You guys see where we're at right now? The S&P 500, there's nothing, like there's nothing holding this thing back at this point. So the NASDAQ and YM market, they probably get like that too at some point. They probably get like that too. Don't be surprised if you see assets like Bitcoin doing that too. Don't be surprised. Right now you see a lot of this sideways corrective downside action on Bitcoin, but it's not going to be like that for long. I think even now is a steal getting in on Bitcoin, getting in on the cryptocurrency market as a whole. A lot of people see this as late. I see this as still early. I still see this as early. Everything in the cryptocurrency space right now is still early. Still early. Everything is early. So pay attention. Sometimes you do catch on to things too early. That's the one thing. If you're too early, then you would have to suffer and actually hold out. Which happens. Being early and being too early, you know, are things that happen. Right now we probably were too early on GBP USD. We've been holding for a little bit, but now it probably starts to give us that profit that we were looking for. I really just want to hold this so I could go break even as soon as possible and actually just go about my day. Bet. Just had to send a quick update. Again, plan your trade, trade your plan, right? We're looking for this reaction up to here. And as soon as we get this reaction up to here, we're going to go break even. Right? Is there a correlation between the VIX and the indices? Slow wins, minor losses. That's a fact. That's a fact. Is there a correlation between the VIX and the industry? Well, let's look at the VIX. The VIX is just a volatility index, right? It just shows how volatile it is. And honestly, I look at this, but I don't really like use it as much as a lot of people use it. The VIX just shows when it's the most volatile. And honestly, I guess it's not even volatile right now. The indices, US volatility index. So that was the S&P volatility index I was looking at. This is the entire US volatility index. And you know what's crazy? This thing is at an all-time low. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually trade up on this and the markets just start going more volatile. Right? That's crazy. Thanks for pointing that out. There is a big correlation. Like once the volatility index goes up, these things are, I wouldn't say it's like an inverse correlation or like direct correlation. I would just say it's just something to pay attention to. Because let's say you're looking at this and you're like, all right, now this thing is buying up. Let me start to sell indices. I mean, that can work. That can work. But it doesn't always work like that. Let's say it goes up on the volatility index, but indices are bullish still. Those type of things, you don't want to play with that. So GU and NQ, both of the trades are in profit. I have to go into job team chat. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Anyways, hopefully we'll link up soon. GU and NQ are just running slightly in profit. We do want to go break even very soon, so we're just going to continue to monitor it until we could do so. And then we'll be lit. You know why the VIX is where it's at? And you know why everybody is like hyped about the markets? It's summertime. It's summertime. Usually during summertime, like nobody has anything to do. So what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do during the summer? It's to always be that guy that's like preaching trade and travel. But trade and travel sometimes could cost you. And it doesn't cost you monetarily. It sometimes costs you your energy. Not just spending the money, but your energy of like being focused. So, you know, sometimes during the summer people have nothing to do and they just don't focus. Or they focus on other things. But these large players are focused during the summer. They know that the majority are distracted. They know that the majority are not even looking this way, and they're gonna look this way. And especially, oh, Nasdaq. Did you close Nasdaq? I didn't close. I didn't close personally. I'll let you guys know if I do. Damn, yeah, it did just reject. I might close out of GBP USD if it doesn't react here. We've got 10 minutes left on this 1 hour candle. Yeah, sloppy market for sure. I'm definitely going to close out of the GBP USD. I'm going to give it about a minute or so, see how this 5-minute candle closes. Because if the 5-minute candle closes like that, we're definitely not reacting anyway. Yeah, especially after the 15-minute candle is doing what it's doing. Great response on the 1 minute. I might still hold the Nasdaq though. But this GBP USD, we're gonna go ahead and close out if this 5-minute candle closes like this. Let's see if we could just close out at a break even so we don't take like a loss or anything like that. I haven't really touched it yet, but let's see. Nasdaq, pound, crude oil inventories in 10 minutes. Yes. Let's go over to the investing.com to check that out. U.S. stocks gain ground. Nvidia continues to push out. It's crazy. So crude oil inventory is forecasted to come out lower than previous. And that would mean good for the currency. This is very, very crazy. Let me go back to oil. What's oil doing? That's definitely. I did see oil paint this candle right over here, but I didn't take anything. So I'm curious to see as to what the crude oil inventories in comes out in as well. Most likely is more bullish oil. Wouldn't be surprised if we do come out more bullish oil. Maybe a small little retest, and then we can get a buy position. I'm gonna keep an eye out on that. I'm gonna put an alert there. NASDAQ is holding pretty well. So like I said, I actually would rather hold on to the NASDAQ as opposed to holding on to the pound, man. Today, the pound is just not our friend. We've got 8 minutes left, though. 8 minutes left on this 1 hour candle. Seeing the 5-minute candle close like that definitely does paint more of a bearish image, honestly. If you're like in with more than one position or anything like that, definitely look to scale out if we break this low. Just breaking this low over here, I would definitely be scaling out. But there's a reason we ran our stop where it's at. We understood the risk and we didn't try to over leverage or anything like that. This is why we don't want to end up closing early either, but we might have to. Seven more minutes. If this thing does come out lower, it would mean better, higher pricing. Because this is the number, for you guys that don't know, this is the number of barrels held in inventory. Less inventory, supply and demand. Like how do you guys look at supply and demand? If there's more demand for oil and less supply, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the prices of oil? Oh my gosh, man, what's wrong with us? All right, let's just go over the fact that that could have been it. Only a 1 to 3 though, so I'm trying not to kick myself too hard because 1 to 3, we're about to get that real soon on the NASDAQ, so I'm not really kicking myself too hard. That's true. That's true. GBP USD was clean at the beginning of the week. Now it is not really playing out like as expected, and the dollar is probably going to continue to go bullish after now seeing how it's reacted off of this candle. I wouldn't be surprised because London did actually go straight bullish. You know, don't be surprised if the dollar just continues to go bullish from here. Don't be surprised. And for some of you guys, that may be confusing because you see gold going bullish and you see dollar going bullish, and you're like, how is that possible? It probably is possible because it just needs to come up and sweep some liquidity. That's all it needs to do. Just needs to come up and sweep some liquidity. Look at that. Look at gold go. I expect that pricing next on NASDAQ. Don't be surprised if NASDAQ. Don't be surprised if this NASDAQ comes up and does the same exact thing and clears highs just as well. And same with GU. This is why we play both of them. Obviously, some things move slower. GU is moving slower. And we have not closed out yet. We have not closed out yet. So there is a possibility that this thing still goes up. I'm going to let you guys know my plan. If we break this low right over here, I'll close out. I'll close out because there is still this accumulation price action. And until we break structure completely, we're still in the game a little bit. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be like, oh no, but I know this trade might go left. It is looking a little bit like that. But we had our risk on and we are a little bit in profit on NQ. So that can actually give us that breathing room. We're only down like 12 bucks or so. So that's fine. That is completely fine. I just got an email from Apex Trader Funding. Milestone 80% off. That's lit. That's lit. I want everybody in the chat to drop what broker or prop firm that they're using right now. Right? What broker or prop firm are you using? Shout out to NASDAQ, by the way. Shout out to NASDAQ. GU and NAS playing good. Yes, let's go. I'm with Funding Pips. Yo, keep going with Funding Pips, man. I like to see your journey. I like to see you running it up, honestly. I like to see that. GU and NAS are finally running. That's true. Top Step. Top Step. Shout out to the Top Step army. Right? We gotta love Top Step. I will be dropping a video today on how to set up your futures account. So hey, if you're not on the future side yet, that's fine. I got a video dropping today. So feel free to like and share that video. I'm going to show you guys how to set up a demo and a live account because that's what most people need help with, setting up a demo and live account on the future side. As you guys can see, I'm already up about 90 bucks on this position. That's about basically how much I risked. So we will continue to hold out. Once we hit the black line, we'll go break even. And really just hold out until these highs. This is a 1 to 5 potential risk to reward setup here. Let me go back to GBP USD. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I didn't close out. glad I didn't close out. I was very close to. I was very close to. Still though, it still doesn't have to play out. Alright? It still doesn't have to play out. Don't be back and forth with your stuff. Just let it. We gotta just be patient. As you guys can see, that's crazy. We're gonna go break even on NAS within the next 5 minutes. I need help with Apex. Okay, that's cool, bro. Let me know. Personally, I have Take Profit Trader, but I'm down to help with any prop firm. Like, they're all the same except for the rules. They're all the same, meaning they operating on the same broker, Tradeovate. So, you're having the same conditions for the most part. The slippage, there's no slippage. The spread, there's no spread. The execution speeds, fast. So you're operating on the same conditions. It's just the trading rules that are different for each firm. And what do you need help with in specific? Do you need help with what, like passing the challenge? Do you need help with setting up the challenge? Do you need help with like what in specific would you need help with? Longhorn FX. Shout out to Longhorn FX. What is that? I've never actually heard of Longhorn FX. But I'm gonna check it out on Longhorn FX. Okay, it's a forex broker. Oh, what? You need help like actually setting up the account? Okay. So did you buy an account already, and do you have the Tradeovate login? What you would have to do is you have to go to trader.tradeovate.com. As soon as you get an account with whichever prop firm, Apex, TPT, TopStep, basically they're going to email you an account to log on to Tradeovate. Then you're going to go to trader.tradeovate.com, and you have to log on to there first. You can't just log on directly onto TradingView and then you're good. Right? They actually do make you log on to Tradeovate first. Then you have to like sign a couple agreements, agree to their terms and whatnot. And then once you do so, then you can log on to TradingView and set it up on TradingView. You can't just buy it and then go straight to TradingView. You do gotta actually go straight to Tradeovate and actually go ahead and sign their stuff, agree to their terms, and then you can go ahead and log on to TradingView. And I have a video coming out today about actually setting up the account. So stay tuned. Directly after this live stream, I'm going to drop the video. So if you guys are hyped for the video on actually setting up, it's literally going to be a tutorial of me live setting up an account. So you won't have to worry about that. Just feel free to just like the video, subscribe, drop a post, drop a notification, hit the notification bell. Because I literally just went out there and did that and set up an account, recorded it so I can show you guys how to do so. But GU, honestly, I'm glad we held on. NASDAQ again. I say after the next run up, I'll go break even. After a year. Hold me to it. Hold me to it for sure. Make sure you hide the credentials to the account. Bro, you know what's crazy? That's the only reason why I didn't drop the video yet. Because there's so much editing that goes on with me having to like hide my credentials and stuff. I'm not hiding the balance because I literally just got the account just to make the video. But bro, I'm telling y'all right now, yeah, I had to hide the credentials. I have to do all that stuff. And even just editing videos as in general, I don't know if you guys have ever edited, or if anybody in here has video editing experience. Definitely let me know. I could definitely use the help. I always have people that are good at video editing and streaming always collaborating with me to help me bring the stream to a better audience. As you guys can see, I have little banners down here below, and I have little intros and outros. I do have a lot of stuff currently, but as you guys know, I'm always building, expanding. So any ideas that you guys have, that was a great idea. I do got to go back and finish editing that video. It'll be up real soon. GU, how we looking? It's looking okay. Not as much of a follow through as I expected. NASDAQ is probably going to be the more powerful one, which I've been shouting for a minute now. I just haven't really closed out of this because it is low volatile and it is low risk. So NASDAQ should probably just be the focus. Drop a $sign in the chat if you're in profit. Drop a $sign in chat if you're in profit on NASDAQ with me. You're in profit from any of the setups that we've called out. Definitely let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go. Shout out to Safe. Shout out to Kevin Vasquez. All right, shout out to all you guys on here. Much love. Majority of you guys that are on here are a part of the premium already. So you guys know how we get down. If you're not a part of the premium, feel free to join. Honestly, join ASAP, because by the time I'm done, we're gonna shut off access again real soon. As you guys know, it was on a wait list. Premium was on a wait list for about a month now, but now it's back. You guys can actually sign up once again. Just watch what we do with the premium. You guys have no idea. Damn Daniel. Damn Daniel. I want you to drop, if you're in gold, let me know something. Just let me know. Because I'm not in gold. It would make me a little bit more happier if somebody else was also like in it. Just so I can know that somebody at least made some money off of it. Even if I didn't make any money off of it today, I just want to know somebody made some money off of it. That's all. All right, GU is starting to reject here. So just pay attention to that. NASDAQ, I did say that I'm going to go break even after that next run on the high. We pretty much are ready to go about and do so. So I think what I'm going to do here, we do have to make a decision here now, since it is 11 o'clock on GBP USD, right? This 1 hour candle It looks okay, but does it look like it's something that's gonna stick? Not really. EU is slowly starting to drip down as we speak. So I think what I'm actually gonna go ahead and do is the 30-minute candle is actually trading down as well. Nothing wrong with that. We can always like rebound off of that. But it's just taking too long. It's just taking way too long. EU is slowly dropping, giving us more downside. I believe GU will have its time, but probably not today. Probably not today, especially since we are closer to 11. I don't even want to pay attention to this anymore. It's because how slow moving it is. So I probably just exit just because I don't want to watch it. Because we will have to like legit monitor this. Let's give it this low over here. All right, if we break this, then that's it. Since it has been playing nice and it has been playing along with structure, we'll give it one last shot. If we break this low here, then we're out. We're gonna call it a day. This 5-minute candle did close as an engulfing. I did set the alert right over here. Now, yep, that's a fact. Setting alerts do help. 5-minute candles closing like that. Yeah, we're out. We're out. I don't even want to focus on it. That's crazy. The currencies just don't even want to move at all today. That sucks. I could say that the loss would be at, let's go back to it, about 30 bucks. It's important that we cut it before it gets even worse. The DXY is very strong, yeah, so let's make sure that we're not in the wrong direction for the day. Yeah, that's crazy. These buys right here. These buys. I'm not gonna ape into anything right now, too. It's already 11 o'clock. So if you're like, damn, I want to sell here, I get it. It makes sense. My alert just crossed. I'm gonna close out with a $37 order filled. That's that. Kind of just had to get out of here before the landslide. I don't like the way that candle opened up. And we just broke. There is a possibility that we still continue, but once again, I'd rather hold out on this position right over here. It's already 11:15. I'm gonna move my stop up to break even. Modify order. 1 minute chart. Looks good. Looks good. Let me move my stop loss down a little bit more. So my stop loss is pretty much right here at my entry. So I don't have to worry about any losses here on NASDAQ. I do not have to worry about NASDAQ coming down and taking me out with a loss. No matter what, I'm on break even. This 30-minute candle was an okay entry right down here at this demand. I do expect this next candle to flip bullish. Sometimes one trade is all you need, right? Looking at this other pair and trying to catch 2-3 other setups sometimes works. But sometimes all you need is that one setup. And looking at all these other pairs, right? Crude oil inventory just came out. How is that looking? Crude oil inventories came out lower, higher oil, but then just created a downside reaction just off of that. Crude oil inventories down. Crude oil stockpiles declined. That would mean bullish. If we can get an entry on oil, take it to the upside. I'm going to drop this in the Discord as well. There we go. Yeah, Nas is just chilling. I would still say this is active for some people that want to get in. I wouldn't be surprised if we now just like but again, we technically don't need 2 setups. Sometimes you have to just remain disciplined and be like, you know what? I still think GU is going to go up. I still do think that this is a good entry. I still do believe that this thing is going to retest off of here and continue to go up. And if you're in this setup, my stop loss still was below the low. Sometimes you have to see a setup that you know is going to play out and still just not even be in. Right? How many of you guys have the discipline to see a setup and you know exactly what's about to happen and just not even be in? Right? Even though you know what's about to happen, doesn't mean you always have to be in. Because what if it doesn't give you your confirmation? What if it doesn't give you your actual risk to reward that you're looking at? That's a possibility. In this case scenario, this is still a good attempt. And the 5-minute candle is closing like this. It didn't break below our original stop. I would say the only reason is because I'm not double risking. But it's still a good attempt. As long as the 1-hour candle doesn't close bearish, should still be a good attempt. This 5-minute candle though, I'm not gonna lie. Let's pay attention to this. We haven't had a 5-minute candle like this. That clear liquidity. And actually, this might be the last thing before I get off. If it doesn't close bullish, I'm off. I'm literally not gonna pay it no mind. I mean, hey, we did kind of close bullish here on higher volume. Slightly bullish too. It's like not even really bullish. Just seems like another just little dud attempt. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna force anything on GU on currencies. You guys see how the dollar is moving. Let's not even pay it no mind. The DXY is very strong, like we did mention. And we are break even on one setup, so why even add more risk getting into 11 o'clock? Yes, we do like to see our confirmations play out on a specific trade setup. But yeah, the way the dollar is moving today, don't expect too much from here. Don't expect crazy moves. As you guys can see, the original entry that was supposed to be bullish is now turning bearish. That's a good sign that I usually like. Let's call it a day. The 15-minute candle is very important. If we close bullish on a 15-minute candle, that would be tough. That would be something to look at. The 30-minute candle also has 8 minutes left. So when it comes down to it, this thing really does have another possibility still to actually continue going up. CL1 oil is probably a good one to look at. But again, it's already 11:30, guys. Do you guys have any other pairs or any other trades that you guys would like for me to look at? I try not to look at too much or take too much setups. But that's all I have for today. As you guys can see, I'm out of everything else except for NAS. And I still do want to see this thing react. I still do want to see the pairs that I'm mentioning react off of these zones. It's just, well, sometimes I'm only in one setup and one setup only. And I'm just going to focus on this one for now. Any other questions, any other pairs that you guys would like for me to look over? Any currencies, any assets? Oil, though, I will let you guys know that I dropped this in the chat. All right, so oil we will be paying attention to. Always set alerts. Like my guy Mike Lang said in the chat. My guy Mike Lang said set alerts. And there's a reason why I talk about the community and I promote the community for you guys to join, because those are alerts, right? I set alerts on my charts, and you guys should too. You guys should set alerts on your charts. And when you guys set these alerts, even if you guys don't set them, I'm sending you an alert, so you guys know what's really going on. You can trade oil on the forex side as well. It's just called US oil. As you guys can see, I have a list of, somewhere I have this list. Somewhere I have this list of just forex equivalent pairs. But if you are trading oil, oil is US oil. You just type in US oil right here. US oil, crude oil. If you're trading NASDAQ, it's NAS 100. NAS 100 USD. right here. Yeah, the DXY is very strong. I'm glad we hopped out of GU. Gold. Oil would probably be the only thing that I'm looking at today again as the next entry. Probably down at this demand. If you can get an entry to the upside on oil, I'd probably pay attention to oil and NAS as opposed. I'm still paying attention to GU. GU, oil, and NAS. GU, oil, and NAS. We added in oil because of the oil inventories, but you guys know we're bullish these pairs. Let's keep on monitoring the markets. If you didn't catch a trade setup today or you didn't get into NAS, that's okay. That was the only setup that I was able to get into. If you did, shout out to some of the people like Safe and Kevin, right? You guys know they're members inside of the Discord and they tune in daily. So it's not something that, you just come on here and you just wake up and you just find a trade and you just make some money. Like that's these people are consistent. I'm consistent as well. And any other trader you see inside the Discord, we're in here consistently. So we also do have tomorrow. Tomorrow there are news coming out for Flash Manufacturing PMI and Flash Services PMI. We do want to pay attention to that as numbers are predicted to come out lower, which would actually continue our narrative here and see. Does the dollar want to spike up one more time and then go bearish? Or are we just going to continue bullish? We shall see tomorrow. Again, we're out of any other pairs except for NASDAQ for now. So with that being said, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Definitely drop any last minute questions in the chat. Stay tuned. I do have the video dropping today, so definitely hit the notification bell if you want to know exactly when that comes out. Or just go ahead and drop in the Discord. The Discord, when you're inside the Discord, you'll get, all right, I think this looks good. Yeah, we got to take oil. All right. I know I was about to hop off. 80.65. All right. We went ahead and took oil. Makes sense. Makes sense. So this oil trade does make sense. I'll drop it in the Discord one last time. We're pretty light risk as well. If you're on Forex, all you got to do is go to US Oil, whatever broker you're on. GU is not really even holding. NASDAQ is holding, which I like. And we are break even on. So The only other setup I would see is oil, right? We are bullish oil, right? The oil inventories, if you guys see, they're down, right? They're down on the oil inventories. So let's go back. If actual, yeah, this would mean if there's less supply, understand, less supply and more demand, that would mean higher pricing. This is an easy fundamental play if we react from here. Crude oil inventories down by, it's crazy. Gasoline production saw a weekly rise. So if they're producing more gas, you know, come on. Now, oil is a buy. We are in this trade for the buy. Understand why, right? The stockpiles of crude oil declined. That means there's less supply, right? And if production of gasoline increases with less supply, you know what's going to happen to the price of oil? Oil is going to continue going up. Obviously, there is a possibility that it doesn't react right now, and oil could retrace a little bit lower. It doesn't have to react right at this certain point in time. But we do see this retracement happening, and we're like, man, you know, this is a good opportunity. All right, I could be wrong. But once again, after seeing the crude oil inventories come out and us dip the way that we're dipping, I see this as the market retracing and now giving us a possible entry. Especially with NASDAQ continuing bullish, gold continuing bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if gold actually continues off of this little 5-minute retest over here as well. Obviously, currencies are taking their sweet time, but we moved on to the NASDAQ. We moved on to the oil, and now oil is already deep. Not deep. Oil is not deep, but it's in some profit. And I do want to just see oil continue. All right. Oil and NAS. That's what we're looking at. I do gotta drop it in the Discord as well, just so you guys can see. My bad, guys. Just looking at my phone. Set it. Forget it. All right. Now that we just have this setup playing out, the only two things that we should be focused on, again, if you're still in GU, that's on you. I'm only focused on oil and NAS. Right, we're gonna only focus on oil and NAS. We're gonna drag those up to the top. We're gonna focus in on oil. Honestly, the thank you Safe, right? Thank you Safe for pointing out the crude oil inventories. Honestly, right? Sometimes my own people be telling me, "Yo, this was great because this gave me a really good hint. This gave me a really good hint. Seeing us come down, like this is just that pullback that you need to keep getting back in the market. What happens to XRP, right? What happens to Ripple? I remember last bull run they had like really bad news on Ripple. Like, oh, XRP has deemed in a lawsuit, this, that. Oh, everything is going bad. But if you look at the fundamentals are still heavily bullish. So what happened? Anybody that looked at that bad news and sold, they messed up. They messed up. But anybody that looked at that bad news and they were looking at the fundamental like lying things in the market besides just the news and besides just the headlines, and they knew what was truly going on the fundamentals, the tokenomics, then guess what? They actually ended up profiting off of that news. So we're profiting off of two setups right now based off of just looking at technicals and fundamentals combined. Oil and NAS. Drop a dollar sign in the chat if you're in profit on oil with me. There should be at least 9 or 10 of you guys that's in profit on oil with me. All right. Somebody just texted me. 1 second, guys. All right, so the 5 minute did react very good. I like the way the 5 minute reacted. Let's look on the U.S. oil chart. Let's look a little bit deeper. It looks cool. It looks like it's reacting well. I would say within the next 30 minutes, hour or so, we should know if we can go break even or not. But we caught a nice little retracement, and all we need to do is see this thing actually clear the high, and then we're good to go. We're good to go break even. We're good to actually have a good trading day today. All right, got $24. We're only 3 micro contracts in. You guys understand that this can get even higher. Like this can get even once we scale up even more. Honestly, we will take more positions on some of these setups. Only 1 micro contract in on the other setup as well. You know, understand the biggest thing is risk management. So I'm risking $100 on the setup right here. For some people, that's a little bit too light. For some people, risking only $100 on a trade is not enough. For some people, only risking $100 or risking $100 is too much, right? For some people, you shouldn't even be risking $100. You should only be risking $10, right? So you always got to know your risk management and what size your head could really handle. Like what size your head could really handle. I know some people that could handle like only a little bit, only like $100 account, and they do best trading $50 to $100 to like 10,000. Like I know people that's their sole objective in life. They only just load up accounts to flip it to like 5, 10,000. Obviously, they some of the times they blow it, some of the times they pass it. Like just like any trading, right? It's all on you. That's not the type of strategy I go for, but sometimes that's just people. That's just people's mentality, right? Some people, their mentality is to just take it slow, and sometimes they're too slow for their own good. Like they don't actually take any good risks, and they miss out on the good opportunities. So it's all about just finding that healthy balance. I try to find a healthy balance every day and show you guys exactly how I do so. So I appreciate you guys that do tune in and are finding that balance daily. Are finding that balance daily. And as long as we all stick together, you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So, all the people that I surround myself with in this industry, we are good because we remain disciplined. We always remain studying, finding new information, finding new things to share. So it's always good to be in a community like this and on streams just like this. I did want to hop off. Honestly, guys, I did want to hop off. I did want to just get off right now and finish uploading this video. But this trade is good enough that I just wanted to let you guys know that we're in. This is your risk. This should be your stop loss. Your stop loss should be right over here. I've dropped it inside of the Discord a couple times. We will be taking some partials off at about a 1 to 3 up here. At about 1 to 5, probably close the entire position. I will give you guys updates on this position inside of the Discord. So honestly, I do want to go break even, and I will go break even once we clear this high. So if we can clear this high, we can go break even and call it a day. We're already break even on NASDAQ. So that'll be 2 trades that we've entered in and went break even on. Obviously, it might take a little bit more time, guys. So if we don't get to go break even right on this stream, or if we end up taking a loss or anything like that, we'll definitely talk about it inside of the Discord. I really wanted it to go and chase right over there, so we can actually go break even on stream. But it's not looking like it's happening. The 15-minute candle looks pretty harsh to the downside, but I'm not letting that phase me. I'm not letting that, even though the volume is pretty harsh, I still am not letting that phase me because we're fundamentally still bullish. Still bullish. So any of this is still retracement to me. Just keep that in mind. So it is slowing down for the rest of the day, guys. With it coming down to be 12 o'clock, this will play out a little closer towards the afternoon. And same with NAS. I like to be out of all my positions before 5 anyway. So wherever we're at around 5, we'll probably be out of the position anyways. So that's that. These two, we'll continue to focus on them and talk about them inside of the chat. That's it. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Do you guys have any other questions before we hop off? We're just sitting at break even on one and sitting slightly in profit on the other. I'm not gonna keep taking trades on gold or GU. Not gonna overtrade. I think 2 trades are good enough for the day. I think even 2 trades are a lot. I think even 1 trade is enough. But 2 trades, I try not to even take 2 trades. I try not to even do that. Oil just really stuck out to me. Oil just really stuck out to me. So yeah, we have a new 15-minute candle here. I would expect this next 15-minute candle to give us that break even. See, here we go. I knew we were gonna get that break even soon. We're gonna get our break even right over here. I'm gonna move my stop up a little bit. Just because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it like literally it should bounce off of this candle and just go up from here. That's what we should do. And that's what we are doing. So reduce risk if you want a little bit. It should hold here. And we'll go ahead and call it a day. Appreciate you, Mike Lang, for always staying in the chat, staying active. Appreciate you, Safe. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you, my guy, JR Trades FX. As you guys can see, I'm just going to continue to hold these out. And we're going to call it a day. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. We're going to go ahead and roll out with a little bit of this music. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys at the top or from the top, because the bottom is just way too crowded. Peace out, guys.